Morning, good morning, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Stephanie. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. We are making breakfast. Maybe you're making dinner. Guess what? It's going to be a great day or a great evening. So I'm making breakfast for the family. We just got done traveling, and so our day has not started the way that I want it. Has anybody ever woken up, maybe hit the alarm clock or slept in too late or whatever? Things did not go the way that you wanted them to go. Does that ruin your entire day? I'm just curious. Does anybody, if you like me, woke up late, raise your hand. Anybody? So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? How is your morning day going? And ours is just kind of basically getting started. We're getting started. Hey, I have a question as you're tuning in. While you're tuning in, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts. I just want to make sure, we're making sure kind of some of the speakers and the phone works. So we had a little bit of an issue before. Can you hear me? Yes or no? Yes? Awesome. So I'm making my husband breakfast. Do you intermittent? Here's the question of the day. I actually have 7 questions that I wrote down, kind of like a Q&A of the basic common questions I get from everybody. I've got 7 of them as I'm making some breakfast. My first question to you is this: do you intermittent fast? And so a lot of the questions I get are like a common everyday, how do you do this? How do I get started? Here's the questions we're going to cover really quickly this morning. What is intermittent fasting? How do I get started? The difference between keto and low carb. Can kids do keto? How much water should I drink? What is a net carb and a total carb? I have a lot of people asking about exercise. I do have 4 dogs. We have 4 girls. Our house is full of craziness and we love it. I get a lot of homeschool questions, which is crazy. I'm going to tell you about that, a little bit about that at the end. And then a lot of questions about my mom fuel. But at the moment, this is what our breakfast looks like. Super simple. So the question number 1 is, do I have to intermittent fast every single day? No. So I would say my husband and I probably intermittent fast 3 to 4 times a week. It really just depends. And if we are not intermittent fasting, we're usually having eggs and sausage. This is for my husband, who's right on the other side of the camera. I may have him come and say hi to you because he's often over there hiding. And I think a lot of people want their husbands to do this with them because it's not only ladies on here, right? Raise your hand if you're like, I'd love for my spouse to do this with me, or I'd love for somebody in my family or my mom or my sister or my friend to join me for accountability, right? So you'll sometimes see him sneak in and share some advice with you. But this is what our morning typically looks like, whether it's for me and my hubby or the kids. Our kids eat eggs and sausage almost every single day. If you watched my stories, I joke and I said, I hope you have an air fryer. You want to tell Eliza her food is ready? Because it makes it so simple, right? Sometimes people go, oh, I don't have time to make eggs and sausage every morning or bacon. You do if you have an air fryer. So who has an air fryer? Who uses it every single day? We do. So the first question was, I don't intermittent fast every single day. And what intermittent fasting simply is you stop eating like last night around supper time, 7 or 8 o'clock, and you go for 14 to 16 hours into the next day. Usually gets you to lunch. It allows your body to rest. It allows your body to be in ketosis, to burn some fat as fuel. So there's lots of benefits to resting your body and resting your digestive system. It's super great for you. And so a question I get is, can I drink ketones during intermittent fasting? And the answer is yes. So do you intermittent fast? Do you eat breakfast? I just made breakfast for the kids, all on the air fryer, and eggs. So simple. Even if I had to leave and go to the office, or if my kids were going to school, because we homeschool, so our day is a little bit more flexible. Even if we had to leave and go elsewhere, you can pop some sausage in the air fryer, have some eggs already made, zap it, and on you go. Because it's so important. The question I get is, are your kids keto? No, my kids are not keto, but we try to make better options, whole food options, not living off of like cereal and donuts and granola bars, because remember how you feel eating certain foods, your kids feel the same. They just don't realize it's the food that made them not focus during the day or to have a crabby attitude. Or food affects kids the same way it affects you, right? An energy spike and then a crash. Same thing. So our kids are not strict keto. They have more fruit than somebody that is keto. but they just eat better. They still have carrots and ranch. Like if you're on a keto diet, you're not gonna have carrots because it's a higher carb vegetable. Does this make sense? So I mentioned briefly before, how is your morning or how is your day going? We slept in a little bit later. We got home super late last night. And so I did not get my workout in. If my morning doesn't go the way I want it, I think oftentimes if somebody grabs a donut for breakfast, they feel like their day is over, right? If you got up late and you didn't get your morning reading in or your routine that you like to do, or I didn't get working out in, I wanted to get my girls started in school, like does that affect your day? And do you decide to just throw your hands up and throw a fit and go, I'm done? Or have you figured out that guess what? It does not determine your entire day, right? So with our business, with our company, with our incredible team, we talk about something called EQ and AQ. A lot of you've probably heard the word IQ. You guys know what I'm talking about, IQ, like how smart you are. You also have an EQ factor and an AQ factor. How AQ is your adaptability. How adaptable are you throughout the day? That if things don't go your way, can you pivot and get back on track? Or EQ, meaning your emotional intelligence, your emotional quotient. Like, do you react when something happens or do you respond? So this morning, I could have thrown a fit, got mad, I got up late, the kids woke up, had to feed the dogs, right? My EQ was a little bit tested. I have not worked out yet, but that does not determine the rest of my whole day. I can get back on track later and still get my workout in. So did I react and throw a fit and get angry and then shove a donut in my face? Or did I respond and go, you know what, it's okay. My EQ is tested. I'm going to be adaptable. My AQ is going to kick in. I'm going to make a little pivot. I'm going to get the things done that I need to get done, feed the kids, start some laundry from our suitcases, get some homeschooling done, and then I'll come back and get my morning stuff done later. It's okay, right? Does that make sense, EQ and AQ? If you've never heard us talk about that, that is one of the biggest things that has helped me in the last 6 years on this keto low-carb journey. And you might be going, what? But like our whole life, you have to be adaptable in the things, whether you're traveling or you're dropping off kids to a sporting event in the evening, you didn't have supper. How adaptable are you to make the best choices possible in the situation that you're in, right? It's so important to go, this has to be right in order for me to make the best choices to go in here and to move my body. So I hope that makes sense. The couple of other questions that I have written down that I got this week are, how do I get started? So I talked about having an air fryer, having things in your home to help you have a successful morning and a successful day. Not having things in your home that can deter you or distract you or cause you to slip up. Get the donuts out, get the bagels out, get the cereal out, the things that if you're just doing this by yourself and the excuse is, well, my kids like it, my husband likes it. Well, guess what? Find the things that, I bet you not all of the cereal that's in the cupboard is what you like. So the things that you find yourself grabbing, get those out of the house. Your family does not need it, right? And make it simple. So to just get started, I tell people, let's focus on your water intake. Let's focus on, well, I drink ketones. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But simple things, put this in your mind. Buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad, put the dressing on the side, or grab a lettuce wrap. I love to say there's a good, a better, and a best option in anything, wherever you're at. If you're at a restaurant, there's a good, a better, and a best. If you're at home, you're going to have a better option at home, hopefully, making certain meals than going out to eat. But wherever you're at, whether you're on the go, you're at the office, you've got to grab something quick, or you're making something at home, what is the best option in the situation or environment that you're in? And choose that, right? If you have to go through a drive-through, take the bun off the burger. Is the burger going to be 100% grass-fed, homegrown organic meat? Probably not. But there is a better option to choose in that situation. Does that make sense? So just getting started. Water intake, choose the best that you can. Plug into the Keto Mom community. We share a ton of recipes and tips and tricks and ideas to help you on your journey. And know that this is not a 6-week journey. This is not oftentimes I'll hear, well, I did this a couple of years ago. I had to do it because I had a wedding coming up or a vacation or the summer was around the corner. And people do it for a short period of time and they have great success. And then I think I shared something on my stories yesterday. If you go to Keto Mom Secrets on Instagram and you flip through the stories, there was a story of somebody who said, I lost 50 pounds, I felt incredible, I gained 40 of it back. So what our family has done is we love to make it a lifestyle, right? For over the last 6 years, different things that can help you stay on track long term, not just in this short period of time, so that you don't go back to where you were before and then you're like, ugh, I have to start again. Which, by the way, how do you guys like my hat? This was an early birthday present. I came home from California yesterday. This was in the mail. I didn't know who it was from, and then come to realize it's from our amazing friend in the Philippines. We are currently in Minnesota. She mailed this to me and had it made. Isn't it adorable? So sweet, an early birthday present, and I'm so thankful, Liz, and I know you'll watch this, so thank you so much. Okay, another question. What is the difference between keto and low carb? Does anybody know? This is the basic, easiest, I like to say, keto mom understanding if you are not a doctor or a scientist or a nutritionist, because I'm not. So this is how I understand, how I'll explain it. Keto is very strict, super high fat, really low carb. You're probably tracking your food. You're probably pricking your finger to see if you're in ketosis. The goal is really low carb and really high fats. So if you're doing that for a certain period of time, your body will make ketones, right? Ketones are a fuel source. Your body runs off of either glucose, sugar and carbs, or ketones. And did you know that your brain actually prefers ketones? So there's science on that. I'm not a scientist. If you want to know some incredible resources, just send me a message and I'll send you some. So glucose and ketones, right? If you do the diet for a certain period of time, your body hopefully will make ketones. And some people don't want to track everything. They don't want to be stuck to a food tracker. They're on the go. They're super busy. They just want to make the better choices, like I talked about earlier. Buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad, grabbing a lettuce wrap. Hey, I know I should have either intermittent fast or eggs and sausage in the morning. I'm going to grab a salad for lunch. I'm going to eat more protein and vegetables in the evenings and get rid of the pasta, rice, and potatoes. So that would be considered, I don't like saying lazy keto or dirty keto, but like, some people will go, I'm either strict keto or I'm a lazy low carb keto, and either one is fine, because think about it like this. If you're eating better foods over here, but it might not be super strict, you went from probably eating, if you're over in this low carb spot, you went from probably eating less pizza, like for me, I lived off of pizza, chicken nuggets, corn dogs, Debbie snacks. I went from eating less of that and adding in better foods. You will see benefits. And regardless of what spot you're in, this is a process. It's not an overnight magic pill. It is a process over time to pay attention to inches lost and clothes fitting differently, and you can move more, and I can work out longer, and I feel better playing with my kids. That's the point of this lifestyle. So either way is great. Just know that you are not going to eat all of the high fat in the keto spot as you would in the low carb spot, because your carbs are not as low, therefore you can't eat all the fat that you want, or you're just gonna overeat. You can overeat good food. So the biggest thing I tell people is don't eat if you're not hungry. Even if you're in the keto spot, I feel like I should write this on my hand. Keto, right? You've got the keto spot. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Does that make sense? Like oftentimes people will get to the end of the day and they'll go, I have my little macro sheet and I did not fill in all of my circle, and I can still have some more fat. Should I eat it? And I'll say, are you hungry? Well, no. Then don't eat. Go drink some water. Same thing over here. Oh my goodness, I'm eating all the bacon and all the butter and all the fat bombs, and you know, I'm kind of low carb. I'm eating these low carb wraps. I'm feeling great. You're probably not going to see the results that you want as fast because you're eating a ton of high good fats, but your carbs aren't low enough. That's why you kind of have to stay in the middle. So does this make sense? Give me some hearts. Let me know. Hey, press the share button. Sharing is caring, and I know there's so many people that would love to just help on this journey. So I'd love for you to press the share button. Okay, another question. How much water do I drink, and how do I can't get all my water in, I don't get all my water in, or sometimes people will go, I've got a slight headache, or I've got some leg cramps. If your body's in ketosis, it's flushing out sodium, magnesium, it's flushing out your electrolytes. So grab some electrolytes, put some Himalayan salt in your food. I have some I have some salt around here somewhere. Throw some in your water. I have some electrolyte packets I throw in my water. But you should be drinking about half your body weight in ounces of water. And just grab a shaker bottle, fill it up, keep it with you at all times. If I look at our house at the end of the night, I've got cups and shaker bottle, all over our house, because my kids don't keep one cup. Anybody else? There's cups all over the place. So, and drink some water. Set a reminder on your phone every 30 minutes. Drink your water, drink your water, drink your water, right? Is everybody drinking their water? It's super, super important. Okay, I already covered this, but I'll say it one more time. Kids and keto. Kids are not meant to be on a diet, right? And kids follow what you do. So what I want you to know is if you are a parent and you want your kids to eat better, just model what you're doing and just make sure that when you're talking about the vegetables that you're eating or the food that you're choosing to eat, if you say things like, I'm fat, or this is mommy's food, or mommy or daddy is on a diet, the kids are gonna go, I don't wanna eat that, that's mom and dad's food. I don't wanna eat that, mom's on a diet. So if you can switch your language and go, our family's gonna eat healthier, all of us are gonna do this together, our daughters play volleyball and one is in ballet, let's fuel your body to be able to perform the best that you can. So when you're making a certain meal, encourage your kids to try it. When we started 6 years ago, you guys, I hated vegetables. I still to this day don't love them. They taste better with butter and salt on them, but I don't love them. But what we did is we took one vegetable at a time. I'm gonna tell you something really silly. 6 years ago is probably the first time that I ever ate anything green. I'm gonna be 38 in a couple days. So about 32 years old, I decided to grow up. I had never had a salad in my life. I had never eaten anything green. I'd never tried celery. I had never tried anything cauliflower. And we just started this journey together. And so I would make one vegetable and I'd say, hey, we're all gonna try this. And we did. My kids are incredible eaters today because they tried everything and I kind of have to force myself to eat it. So we love asparagus. I hate Brussels sprouts. I'll eat broccoli and cauliflower. I hate peppers. You figure out what you like and you do it together. And we just talked about being healthy together as a family. So no, I don't measure my kids' food. They're not on a keto diet they just eat better foods. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. And just watch the words that you use as a parent so that your kids don't go, that's mom and dad's food, but they want to do it with you. Okay, next question, super simple, and this is one I get every single day. I swear 100 times a day. I'm going to give you an example. Net carbs and total carbs and why you would do one or the other. So a total carb is, for example, these tortillas, right? If I look at the carbs, it says total carbs, 15 grams per one tortilla. Now, everybody's body is different. You cannot hand somebody a keto diet plan and expect it to work for you like it would work for me or somebody else, right? But you're going to be mindful and figure out if you're hungry, how you're feeling when you eat certain foods, and that's what's going to work best, and you're going to kind of ebb and flow to figure out what works for you. Now, a net carb or a total carb, somebody who's looking to lose 50, 60, 70 pounds, really want some serious fat loss, you're going to be more aware of a total carb until you get closer to your goal. And net carb would be like somebody who's lazy keto, low carb, making the better choices. Remember I had a strict keto person over here, low carb person over here. So somebody who is doing like a low carb, lazy keto, that would use this as a better option because it is not gluten-free, it is not a perfect keto option. Okay, hear me on that. You would take the total carbs, and this is all you do. You take a total carb, 15, and you're going to go down and you're going to look at the dietary fiber. It says 11 grams, and you are going to subtract it. If for some reason there was a sugar alcohol in here, let's say so right now there's 4 net carbs in this tortilla. 4 net carbs for somebody who's lazy keto, low carb, doing the best they can. If they didn't grab this, they might go through a drive-thru and grab a Big Mac, and then they would get really mad. This is a better option, right? So just know that a net carb is simply taking the total carbs, subtracting the fiber, and if there's some sugar alcohol, and you get a net carb. Does this make sense? I hope that makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if this makes sense. Super simple. And at any point in time, if you've got keto questions, any questions about your health and fitness, can you just post those below and we'll come back and do another one of these and I'll grab all of your questions. and we'll come and do another Q&A. So let me know if that makes sense. Thumbs up, press the share button so that other people can learn and grow with you. Okay, couple more and then we are done. Do I have to exercise, or I can't exercise? Can I still eat low carb or keto? What I have been taught and what I understand is this. How many of you have felt like I'm in the gym 4 or 5 times a week? I kind of eat healthy, but like I bust my butt, it's not working. So have you guys ever heard the phrase 90 or 80, I would say, some people say 90, 80% of your health, 80% of your fat loss, you're gonna find in the kitchen. Or ever hear that phrase, abs are made in the kitchen? Have you guys heard that? It's kind of true. Because you can't outrun, you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't. You guys, I was on the elliptical the other day with my husband and we were working out and I was like, oh my goodness. My husband did this a couple days before I did. Busting his booty, sweating, and he got off and he was like, I just burned 100 calories. Like, he goes, I just busted my butt and I only burned 100 calories. If he would have eaten the donut that morning, it wouldn't have even burned off the donut, right? And so you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't, unless you're running like 10 miles a day. So it's so important to make the best choices possible in the kitchen, what's going in your mouth, and then go for a walk. Some of you physically can't work out super hard, and that's okay. Go for a walk, pull up a YouTube video, do a 10 or 15 minute light workout in your home. We were doing CrossFit for a long time. Now we're just working out in our home for just during this current situation. But our goal is to move our body in some way, shape, or form. Go play basketball with your kids. If you've got toddlers and babies, as a mom or a dad, you're probably running around enough as it is. Make better choices on your food, drink more water, and you'll see more long-term success. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, last question. I get a ton of questions on homeschool. I'm not going to answer the questions here, but if you want to follow me on my Instagram, I share our whole life on stories. And I actually think the stories kick over to the Keto Mom Facebook page. And I'll share what we're using for homeschooling and how we work through things and what our kids are doing. If you've got homeschool questions, send me a message. I would love to answer them. We've been homeschooling from the very beginning. Our oldest daughter's 13. We plan on homeschooling until she graduates. Our youngest daughter will be 8 pretty soon. And yes, we have 4 girls. And so it's super fun in our home. We keep it so simple. And again, we're not perfect. We're not doctors. We're not nutritionists, but we're just a family that started 6 years ago. And we said, you know what? If we are going to do this and we're going to make better choices, surely other people are going to want to learn with us. And that's why we started this page. That's why we said, hey, we're just going to share the recipes that we make and the things that we do, hopefully add value to inspire and hopefully help you guys on your journey to better, whatever your better is. And so I hope that was helpful. We talked about how to get started. We talked about EQ and AQ. We talked about how much water, kids and keto, net carbs and total carbs, exercising, homeschooling. Again, continue to tune into the page, check out for different recipes. And I drink this every day. Every day. So this is honestly how I start my day. I take a packet of ketones, put it in some water. If you want to know more about my mom fuel and you want to grab a 3-pack of just trying 3 different flavors, testing your energy, your focus, your appetite out, post a 3 in the comments. This is how I started 6 years ago. I did not start with cleaning out my fridge or diving into MyFitnessPal and tracking everything that I ate. My husband did. I was overwhelmed with the thought of doing that. We had 4 babies at the time. They were all super little, and I just told myself, well, I drank this little packet, which I'll tell you, I thought it was actually kind of a joke. Put it in some water. I felt incredible. I was at a homeschool conference. I didn't need a nap that day, and I said, there must be something to this. So I drank the product, felt amazing, and just kept drinking it every day. That's how I started, because I had the energy, the focus, the appetite control to keep going, was able to lose the last 10 pounds of baby weight, and to this day, keep this lifestyle going with a tool called Mom Fuel or Dad Fuel. So if you want to know more, I'd love to send you some videos about it. Post 3 in the comments and we can chat, but it's pretty incredible. Otherwise, please reach out with any questions that you have. We are here to help. We appreciate you all, and I hope you have an incredible day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.